Solitary Man was released in 2009. This is directed by Brian Koppelman and David Levien, written by Koppelman, with the cast including Michael Douglas, Susan Sarandon, Jesse Eisenberg, Danny DeVito, Jenna Fischer, Mary-Louise Parker, and various others. Obviously, we have a solid cast. The narrative is, I guess it's okay. I was kind of a little bored to begin with, and then the more we got to know the characters, the more I started to enjoy it, and then I felt a little bored again. It was definitely a roller coaster, but kind of a flat roller coaster. The hills and the dips were not very big. It was a bit of a strange experience, and I don't really know how I feel about it. And I'm kind of glad that in general I don't give star ratings for films because I don't know what I do with this one. For context, it has 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb across 18,000 reviews and ratings, which I guess I agree with. It focuses on Michael Douglas's character. He plays a character called Ben, and the film is basically about the problems with Ben's professional life, his personal life, his relationship with other people, and it's definitely character driven. And there were times when I thought, yeah, Ben's a really interesting character. I can see why we're focusing on him, sharing this story. He's quite interesting. And then there were times when I wouldn't say he was boring, but I just wasn't that interested. I wasn't that concerned about the character. And I think that's partly why it kind of ebbed and flowed in terms of being interesting. And I think the narrative also goes in the same way. The story itself is not really the most interesting. So it really relied on the character to be interesting and for me to care about the character. And again, there were times when I did, but there were times when I just wasn't really that bothered. So it was an okay experience. There were times when it was a bit mundane. And there were times when I thought, actually, I want the best for this character, and I like these interactions with other characters. I only wanted to watch it for Danny DeVito, or I guess I became aware of it for Danny DeVito. And he's in it a reasonable amount. I was quite happy with that. And all of the other characters are interesting enough, very well written. Ben is a well written character, very believable, very realistic, but that doesn't always translate to being interesting. So I feel like it's an okay experience. If you're doing other things and you're not really in the mood to concentrate on something fully, or maybe you're tired and you're not wanting something overly complicated, but you're wanting something that still ticks all of the boxes in terms of making sense, flowing well enough, the pacing's okay, camera work, lighting, performances, characters, everything is absolutely fine. It's not an amazing experience. It's not the worst experience. I guess if there's a reason why you want to watch Solitary Man, then I'd say give it a go. You might enjoy it more than I did. You might like it less. I feel like it's one of those films where I can only watch it if I'm in the mood for something that doesn't require much concentration. Sometimes I want a film that's going to make me feel more, that's going to be a much more immersive experience. This isn't going to be that film, but if it fits the criteria and it's exactly what you're looking for in the moment, give it a go. And indeed, if you like anybody in the cast, if there's anybody drawing you to this film, then also it's worth watching. It's not the best experience, it's not the strongest film, but at the same time, there's not really anything about it that's terribly done. So I guess if there's a reason why you want to watch it, then maybe Solitary Man is one that's worth checking out.